Welcome back to Tarot by the Bay. I'm David. Okay, this is going to be a reading on the U.S. Supreme Court, abortion, and Mifepristone. Mifepristone is an abortion pill that's been approved by the FDA, and the FDA allows for Mifepristone to be shipped across state lines to be dispensed at brick and mortar pharmacies. Now, a conservative group is suing because they're trying to block the ability of women to order this abortion pill from another state into their state. And the Supreme Court is going to review this case. Now, on the one hand, part of me is like, this is the FDA's prerogative. They review drugs, pharmaceuticals, and such, and determine if they can be used in the United States. And the Supreme Court has ruled against Roe v. Wade, and or I should say, the Dobbs thing, which overturned the Roe v. Wade ruling from 50 years ago. And basically, states get to set up their own abortion rules. So, on the one hand, you've got the science, and on the other hand, you've got the right-wing extremists trying to tell women what to do with their body. So they'll hear this case in the spring or summer of 2024. And I want to look at the energy around it and how things might go with it. To me, if I were going to predict what it's going to happen before I throw the cards, I would say the Supreme Court's going to restrict the availability of Mifepristone in various states, and they're going to argue something to the effect of, it would basically cause an abortion, and the states have outlawed abortion. That's kind of how I think they're going to go with it, but let's see. This case has a lot of nuances that have repercussions, because I imagine that there's other things that would be applicable that would be a counter argument. Entertainment purposes only. What's the energy around the Mifepristone Supreme Court case that's coming up in the spring, summer of 2024? Okay, so this is going to be about the government, again, making a decision about people's rights, people's health rights. Crossed with the Four of Swords. There's still time to consider and contemplate the decisions that they make. The stained glass window is about repeating, learning your karmic lesson and repeating it. So we'll see. I mean, they've already, already it's like, we've learned our lesson. Are they going to repeat what they've done before? What do we have underneath here? The Strength card. Mastery. If you look at it, tell me that woman looks like she's giving that lion a bitter pill to swallow. Kind of an ironic card to throw in there. In the past, we've got the Eight of Coins. I'm looking at this as health instead of wealth. I mean, it's both, right? I mean, the company that sells Mifepristone has the ability, or companies that sell it have the ability to sell it anywhere in the United States currently. So your ruling could impact the sales of these companies and the availability of it. The Supreme Court certainly has ruled and changed the rules on health and women's health, and it's usually the FDA again that dictates where these pills are going and if they're safe to be used. That's their jurisdiction. Current situation, though, is that this court is not sane. This is a 6-3 conservative court, and they've already made a decision that set back women's rights 50 years plus. Rights that women have enjoyed since the early 1970s got overturned. And and I don't want to say nobody saw that coming, but given how many times you're told that, oh, you better be careful, the Republicans are going to do this, just like the Republicans say, oh, the Democrats are going to take away your guns, both sides kind of understood that you threaten it to fundraise, but you don't actually do it. Well, the Republicans actually did it. So they're the ones who are a bit on the crazy side. Overarching, this is about a woman's right to choose. It's about a woman's right to govern her body and make her choices and not have the government intervene in something like this. I'll be really curious to see what the next two cards are. The lesson to be learned, it's about the backroom dealings, black market, back alleyways. Yeah, there could be some money in here, but you take a look into the darkness of it. It's like it's taking women's health back into the dark ages. You know what I mean? It's again, you've taken away the rights once, and now you're talking about doing it again, and restricting the avenues that they have on this one. I just swore. They're going to further restrict women's rights. Right now, the way I see it, 8 of Swords at the end. Yeah. That's the energy that's going on right now. I see them restricting women's rights. Get out and vote, folks. All right. Will the Supreme Court, by the looks of that, it looks like the Supreme Court is going to rule that you can't ship Mifepristone to states that restrict abortions. But states that restrict, there's only states that flat out, I guess there are states that have flat out banned it as opposed to giving you a narrow time frame. For states that have outright banned abortion, is the Supreme Court basically going to say the states take precedent over the FDA? Page of Cups. Oh, welcome to the American Taliban. Yeah, it's going to be screwy ass logic like that. Page of Pentacles. Death card. Oh, there we go again. The 4 Swords. And the Drunken Hillbilly Brawl. Yeah, I'm thinking that they're going to rule it goes back to the states, or I don't know what the lower court ruling is on this. I might need to look that up real quick. Let's see if I check this link here. Okay, so the lawsuit's being brought by a conservative group challenging the FDA's policies that have expanded access to Mifepristone. Okay, so let me bring you back down here again. So conservative groups would best be described as the hillbilly drunken fight underneath it. They want things brought to an end. You can think of like, here's the FDA allowing the pill to have access. People can have more access to the pill. They want to put an end to it. They want things put back the way they were. And by the way they were, I mean by states' rights, and the FDA doesn't get to overrule states' rights. Yeah, again, I really think the Supreme Court's going to rule in favor of the conservatives in this one and restrict, put whatever rules were in place for Mifepristone beforehand, that before the expanded access, or that's at least what's going to happen. Okay. Now, mind you, it's an election year, and if conservative women want to continue to give their rights away, now that's on them. I believe it's the Australian aunties have, on more than one occasion, have said, or I'm forgetting now who's said it, but it's one of those predictions where the the women, the wives, the girlfriends, the daughters of these conservative Southern males will talk a good fight about towing the party line and owning the libs and stuff like that. But the minute they get in that voting booth, they're not going to pull the trigger for the people that are stealing their rights. Will this decision? There's another Eight of Swords. Will this decision impact the 2024 election? Specifically, helping the Democrats, with their fight to restore women's rights and codify women's rights. Knight of Cups. Well, the Democrats are certainly going to bring that forward as a unifying force, as it were. We might be on different sides of the political fence, but can we agree on this one that we don't want women's rights compromised? Yep. Okay. And the Empress is about pregnant women, pregnant with the possibilities, pregnancy. The Moon card, about women's cycles being like on the lunar cycle. King of Cups, emotionally supportive men. Knight of Pentacles, bringing forward a message, things of value. You have a couple of knights, a lot of movement here. There's going to be a lot of messaging to women about their health, their menstrual cycles. Forgive me for their ability to get pregnant, and then men making the decisions on women's health. Who should be doing this? Should we be allowing men to do it, or should women get to decide? You've got the Knight of Cups maturing into a King of Cups. And it could be the danger of, if you vote for Democrats, we're supporting your rights. If you vote for Republicans, they're going to make your decisions for you. And there's the mystery. Which one do you want? Which one better represents your values? When you want to make your choice on health and health care, do you want the party that wants to give you your codify your rights, or do you want to go to the party that's going to tell you what your rights are? That's kind of going to be what the messaging for the Democrats is. Will that make a difference? I think so. It'd make a difference with me, but I'm already sold on the matter. But I'm an ally. Just leave it at that. There's not much else to read on that. It sure looks like that the Supreme Court's leaning that way. I think at the very least they're going to support this conservative group's lawsuit challenging FDA policies, and they're going to put things back the way they were before the FDA changed its policies. This is going to be another Democratic talking point to put before women of all political, all across the political spectrum, on how do you want to vote? How do you want your future to be? And it's up to those women to vote in their best interest, however that looks. But there's one party that's currently supporting women's rights, and there's one party that's actively taking them away. What side of history do you want to be on? Thank you for watching this video and supporting my channel. Thank you for everything you do to feed the YouTube algorithm so my video makes it out to a wider range of viewers. To new viewers and people who have recently discovered the channel, welcome. Hope you found this reading insightful, and I'll catch you on the next one. Take care.